Most people think AR-15s just wear out after a few thousand rounds. That's dead wrong. Rifles don't just die, they're killed by bad habits. But with the right ones, I've pushed mine past 20,000 rounds and still running strong. Tonight I'm revealing 17 specific habits that quietly make the difference between a rifle that quits early and one that runs for decades. These aren't tricks or gimmicks, they're proven maintenance habits that military armorers and high-volume shooters swear by, and most gun owners ignore them completely. Let's count them down. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only. Always follow manufacturer guidelines, range safety rules, and local laws when maintaining or modifying your firearm. Habit 17. Listen to your rifle. Your AR-15 talks to you, but most people never listen. A bolt that won't lock back on an empty magazine? That's your rifle screaming about gas system problems or a worn-out buffer spring. Failures to extract that suddenly start happening? Your extractor spring is crying for help. Overly harsh recoil that wasn't there before? Something's wrong with your buffer or gas system. Think of your rifle like your truck making a new noise. You wouldn't ignore a grinding sound from your engine, would you? Same principle here. According to military maintenance data, most catastrophic failures give warning signs hundreds of rounds before they happen. The trick is learning the language. When accuracy suddenly drops and your groups open up, your barrel's throat erosion is talking. When your trigger feels mushy or won't reset properly, your trigger group springs are worn. Even something as simple as brass ejecting at a different angle can signal gas ring wear. Pro tip: keep a logbook. Note any changes in how your rifle feels or sounds. That weird hiccup you noticed at 8,000 rounds might save you from a catastrophic bolt failure at 10,000. The best shooters don't wait for parts to break, they replace them when the rifle whispers, not when it screams. Habit 16. The wise cleaning rule. Yeah, you heard that right. Here's something that'll shock new AR owners. You can actually damage a rifle by cleaning it too much. Yeah, you heard that right. Those aggressive scraping tools everyone loves, they can turn carbon fouling into a lapping compound that literally grinds down your bolt carrier's gas ring grooves. One professional armorer warned that overzealous cleaning causes more wear than shooting. The sweet spot? Clean your barrel every 100 to 200 rounds. Clean your bolt carrier group every 500 to 1,000 rounds. That's it. Modern AR-15s with quality materials don't need the white glove treatment after every single range trip. Think of it like this: your rifle's performance isn't about spotless parts, it's about functionality. The military's Filthy 14 test rifle ran 26,000 rounds with only basic lubrication and no cleaning. It kept running because the operator understood that a wet, slightly dirty rifle beats a dry, over-scrubbed one every time. When you do clean, be smart about it. Soak your bolt carrier group in hops number 9 overnight instead of scraping at it like you're removing barnacles. Use boar snakes instead of aggressive brushes, and never ever use steel wool or sandpaper on any component. I've seen guys do this and it makes me want to cry. Your rifle is a machine, not a showpiece. Respect it, maintain it, and don't obsess over making it look factory new. Habit 15. Clean from the chamber. This one's simple but critical. Always clean your barrel the same direction the bullet travels. Sounds obvious, right? But I see guys at the range jamming cleaning rods down from the muzzle all the time. Every time you do that, you risk damaging the crown, that precisely machined edge at the end of your barrel that's crucial for accuracy. Think of your barrel's rifling like the threads on a precision bolt. You wouldn't cross-thread a bolt by forcing it backwards, would you? Same principle. Run your bore snake or cleaning rod from the chamber to the muzzle every single time. The muzzle crown is like the last quality control checkpoint for your bullet. Even microscopic damage can cause your rounds to destabilize, turning your sub-MOA rifle into a 2-MOA disappointment. And here's the kicker: crown damage is silent. You don't know it's there until your groups start looking like shotgun patterns. Pro tip: get a bore guide. It's a $10 insurance policy that keeps your cleaning rod centered and protects your chamber. Military armorers use them religiously, and these guys maintain rifles that see more rounds in a month than most civilian rifles see in a lifetime. Remember, it takes seconds to clean correctly, but crown damage is forever. Habit 14. Trigger group wear check. Your trigger group is the forgotten child of AR maintenance. Everyone obsesses over the bolt carrier group, but nobody checks their fire control parts. Big mistake. A worn disconnector spring can cause hammer follow, where your rifle fires 2 rounds with 1 trigger pull. That's not just a malfunction, that's a potential felony if the ATF gets involved. And worn trigger springs, they'll give you light primer strikes that'll make you think your ammo's bad when really your rifle's crying for help. The trigger and hammer are subject to massive forces every shot. Those tiny springs and detents, they're under constant stress, yet most shooters never look at them until something breaks. Here's what to check. Pull your lower apart and inspect the trigger and hammer springs. Are the legs the same length? Any cracks or deformation? Check for sponginess in your trigger pull. That's a dead giveaway something's wearing out. And while you're in there, add a drop of oil to the moving parts. Not a bath, just a drop. According to high-volume training facilities, trigger group components typically last 15,000 to 20,000 rounds. But if you're running a matched trigger with lighter springs, cut that in half. Those precision parts trade durability for performance. Don't wait for a failure during a match or training course. Check your trigger group every 5,000 rounds. It takes 5 minutes and could save you from a very bad day. Habit 13. Buffer tip check. Here's a part so small most people don't know it exists: the synthetic bumper at the back of your buffer. This tiny piece of rubber or polymer absorbs the impact when your bolt carrier slams rearward. Over time, it mushrooms out like a worn hammer face. And when it does, your entire system timing goes haywire. Picture your buffer like a shock absorber in your truck. When that rubber bumper wears down, it's like driving with blown shocks. Every impact gets transferred directly to the hard parts. Your bolt carrier starts battering your lower receiver. Your action gets violent, parts wear faster. The crazy part? This 5-cent piece of rubber can affect your rifle's reliability more than parts costing hundreds of dollars. A mushroomed buffer tip changes the buffer's overall length, which affects how far your bolt carrier travels, which affects feeding, extraction, everything. Checking it takes literally 3 seconds. Pop your buffer out and look at the back. Is it flat? Good. Is it bulging like a mushroom? Time for a new buffer. Most shooters never check this until their rifle starts short stroking. According to rental range data, buffers typically need replacement every 10,000 to 15,000 rounds, but if you're running suppressed or with hot loads, check it every 5,000. A $20 buffer beats explaining to your buddies why your rifle choked during a course. Habit 12. The spring schedule. Springs are the silent workhorse of your AR-15. They don't break dramatically, they just slowly lose tension until your rifle starts acting weird. And when they fail, oh boy, a worn extractor spring causes failure to extract. A tired buffer spring causes bolt lockback issues. But the scariest one, a worn disconnector spring can cause hammer follow, your rifle firing multiple rounds uncontrollably. Here's the replacement schedule the pros follow. Extractor spring assembly every 3,000 to 5,000 rounds. Buffer spring every 6,000 rounds. Disconnector spring every 3,000 to 5,000 rounds. Write it down, set reminders, whatever it takes. According to military maintenance schedules and data from high-volume training facilities, these aren't suggestions, they're requirements if you want your rifle to run reliably. Think about it. Springs cost $5 to $15 each. A malfunction during training or self-defense? Priceless, and not in a good way. The beauty of spring replacement is it's preventative. You're not waiting for something to break, you're maintaining your rifle like a professional. It's the difference between changing your oil on schedule versus waiting for your engine to seize. Pro tip: buy springs in bulk. When you order that new optic or accessory, throw in a few spring sets. Future you will thank present you when your rifle keeps running while everyone else is debugging malfunctions. Habit 11. Barrel longevity check. Your barrel is dying with every shot, that's just physics. The question is, how fast? The quality 5.56 barrel typically lasts 10,000 to 20,000 rounds before accuracy degrades. But here's what most people don't know: how you shoot matters more than how much. Rapid fire generates extreme heat that accelerates throat erosion. Mag dumps might look cool on Instagram, but they're murdering your barrel. The throat, where the bullet meets the rifling, takes the worst beating. It's exposed to 50,000 psi of pressure and 5,000 degree gases every single shot. Eventually, that precisely machined surface erodes until your bullets enter the rifling cockeyed. The accuracy goes to hell. Want to know when your barrel's done? Watch for keyholing. Bullets tumbling and hitting paper sideways, or sudden accuracy loss where 1 MOA groups become 3 MOA groups overnight. That's your barrel's death rattle. But here's the secret: chrome-lined or nitride-treated barrels can add 5,000 plus rounds to your barrel's life. According to military testing, a quality chrome-lined barrel maintains combat accuracy well past 15,000 rounds. Sure, they might not win bench rest competitions, but they'll outlast standard barrels by thousands of rounds. Pro tip: track your round count and shoot a group every 2,500 rounds. Document it. When groups open up 50% from baseline, start shopping for a new barrel. Don't wait for complete failure. Habit 10. The right gas system rule. This might be the most important habit nobody talks about: choosing the right gas system length. Here's the dirty secret: most 16-inch ARs use carbine length gas systems designed for 14.5-inch military M4s. This creates an overgassed rifle that beats itself to death. Your bolt slams back violently, battering every component opponent with unnecessary force. It's like running your truck in first gear at highway speeds. Sure, it works, but you're destroying your engine. Same thing here. That harsh recoil you feel, that's excess gas pressure hammering your bolt, springs, and buffer. According to data from Crane Naval Weapons Center, an overgas system can reduce bolt life by 30 to 50%. Your springs wear out faster, your extractors rip case rims, your brass gets mangled, all because manufacturers save $3 using the wrong gas system. The fix? Mid-length gas systems for 16-inch barrels, rifle length for 18-inch and above. Proper gas system length means lower pressure, smoother cycling, and components that last thousands of rounds longer. It's not sexy, but it works. Think of it this way. Would you rather have harsh recoil and replace parts every 5,000 rounds, or smooth operation with parts lasting 10,000 plus? The choice is obvious, but most shooters never even know they have a choice. Quick pause. If you're enjoying the video, tap that like button and hit subscribe. It really helps us reach more great folks like you. Alright, back to it. Habit 9. The cooldown rule. Heat kills rifles faster than almost anything else, and most shooters are clueless about it. In military testing, a rifle's handguards became too hot to touch at 300 rounds of rapid fire. At 480 rounds, they caught fire. At 700 rounds, the barrel glowed red. Red! That's not cool. That's your rifle literally cooking itself to death. Every time you heat cycle your barrel from cold to red hot and back, you're accelerating wear. The steel expands and contracts, creating microscopic stress fractures. The throat erodes faster, the chamber dimensions change, your accuracy degrades permanently. Here's the habit that extends barrel life. Let your rifle cool between strings of fire. Shoot a magazine, let it rest. Touch your handguard. If it's too hot to hold comfortably, it's too hot to keep shooting. This simple practice can double your barrel life. Think about it like this. Professional race car drivers manage engine temperature religiously. Why? Because heat equals wear. Your rifle is no different. Those Instagram mag dumps might get likes, but they're expensive likes when you're replacing barrels at 8,000 rounds instead of 16,000. Pro tip from high-volume shooters. Bring two rifles to the range, alternate between them. While one cools, shoot the other. Your barrels will last longer, and you'll actually become a better shooter by training with multiple platforms. Habit 8. Gas key stake check. The gas key is a tiny component with massive consequences when it fails, and most AR owners never check it. This little piece channels gas from your gas tube into the bolt carrier. If its screws loosen, game over. Your rifle becomes a single shot. But here's the thing, properly staked gas key screws should never loosen. Ever. Staking means deforming metal to physically lock the screws in place. It's like using Loctite, but permanent. Quality manufacturers stake gas keys properly. Budget brands, not so much. A loose gas key doesn't fail dramatically, it slowly backs out over thousands of rounds, causing progressively worse short stroking. Your rifle starts having random malfunctions that aren't random at all. According to military armorers, improper gas key staking is one of the top 3 causes of mysterious AR malfunctions. Here's how to check. Grab your gas key and try to wiggle it. Any movement? Problem. Look at the screws. You should see metal clearly deformed into the screw heads. No deformation? Your key isn't properly staked. This isn't something you fix yourself unless you're an experienced armorer, but knowing about it means you can check before you buy, and you'll recognize the symptoms if it fails. A properly staked gas key should outlast your rifle. An improperly staked one is a time bomb. Habit 7. Bolt quality matters. Listen up. Because this one's expensive to learn the hard way, not all bolts are created equal. Cheap bolts fail, period. I've seen bottom shelf bolts crack at 5,000 rounds, while quality Carpenter 158 or 9310 steel bolts run past 25,000. The difference? Proper heat treatment and quality control. Your bolt takes more abuse than any other part. It locks into battery against 50,000 plus psi of pressure, gets hammered by gas pressure, slams back and forth violently, and does this thousands of times. Cheap metallurgy or improper heat treatment means microscopic cracks that become catastrophic failures. Here's what rental range data tells us. A quality bolt costs $40 to $100 and lasts 10,000 to 25,000 rounds depending on use. A cheap bolt might save you $20 but fails at 5,000 rounds. Do the math, which is actually cheaper. Some folks can get 10,000 rounds out of a bolt and barrel, and that's considered good performance. But with a premium bolt, you might double that. MPI, magnetic particle inspected, and HPT, high pressure tested, bolts cost more because they're verified to be crack-free. Pro tip, your bolt carrier can last forever, but your bolt is consumable. Buy quality, keep a spare, and track your round count. When you hit 10,000 rounds, start checking for cracks around the cam pin hole and lugs every cleaning. Prevention beats catastrophic failure every time. Habit 6. Bolt lug check. The bolt lugs are the teeth that lock your bolt into the barrel extension, and they're under immense stress with every shot. These lugs can chip, crack, or shear completely off. And here's the scary part, a rifle may continue to function even with a sheared lug. You might not know you have a problem until a second lug fails and your bolt explodes. The warning sign most people miss. Your firing pin becomes hard to remove. That means your bolt is starting to bend like a banana from uneven lug stress. It's your rifle's last warning before catastrophic failure. Every time you clean, really look at those lugs. Use a magnifying glass if you need to. Look for hairline cracks, chips, or peening, metal deformation. Check where the lugs meet the bolt body. That's where cracks usually start. According to high-volume shooters, bolt lugs typically show wear patterns by 10,000 rounds and may develop cracks by 15,000. But improper headspace, overpressure loads, or poor metallurgy can accelerate this dramatically. Think of your bolt lugs like the lug nuts on your car wheel. You wouldn't drive with cracked lug nuts, would you? Same principle, except bolt failure happens at much higher velocity. A sheared bolt lug can send metal fragments everywhere, including into your face. Pro tip: if you see any suspicious marks or cracks, stop shooting immediately. A new bolt costs less than reconstructive surgery. Habit 5. Cam pin inspection. The cam pin is your bolt steering wheel. It rotates the bolt to lock and unlock from the chamber, and it takes a beating most shooters never consider. Every shot, this small pin experiences massive rotational forces. Over time, you'll see a wear ridge develop around the pin where it rides in the carrier. Some wear is normal. It's when that ridge becomes a cliff that you have problems. Here's what to look for. The part of the pin below the wear line shouldn't be noticeably thinner than the part above. If you can feel a pronounced ledge with your fingernail, or if the pin wobbles in the carrier, it's time for replacement. A worn cam pin causes timing issues. Your bolt might not fully lock or unlock, causing failures to fire or extract. It's like having worn steering components in your car. Everything feels sloppy and unpredictable. According to military armorers, cam pins typically last 10,000 plus rounds with proper lubrication. But run them dry or use aggressive cleaning methods and you'll accelerate wear dramatically. Remember, carbon plus metal equals grinding compound. Clean smart, not hard. The good news, cam pins are cheap and easy to replace. The bad news, most shooters never check them until they fail completely. Don't be most shooters. A 5-second inspection during cleaning could save you from a locked-up rifle during training. Habit 4. The extractor check. Your extractor is a tiny part with a huge job, grabbing spent casings and ripping them out of the chamber. When it fails, you get the dreaded failure to extract malfunction. 3,000 rounds are a general rule of thumb when it comes to this part, but here's what most people don't know. The extractor spring assembly should be replaced as a complete unit, spring, buffer, and O-ring together. The spring loses tension gradually, so gradually you won't notice until malfunctions start. By then, you're already having problems. Smart shooters replace on schedule, not on failure. Here's the field test. Push your extractor with a punch. Does it have a strong string tension? Or does it feel mushy? Mushy means worn. Also, check the extractor claw itself. That sharp edge that grabs the case rim, if it's chipped or worn smooth, your extractor can't grab cases properly. According to maintenance schedules, replace the extractor spring assembly every 3,000 to 5,000 rounds. At $15 for a complete assembly, it's the cheapest insurance you can buy. Pro tip: when you install a new extractor spring, it'll be noticeably stiffer. That's good. It means your old one was worn out. Keep extras in your range bag. Extractor failures love to happen at the worst possible times. Habit 3. The gas ring test. Gas rings are the unsung heroes of your rifle's reliability, yet most shooters never check them. These 3 little rings on your bolt create the seal that captures gas pressure to cycle your action. When they wear out, you get short stroking, failures to feed, and general unreliability. But here's the beautiful thing, there's a dead simple test. Stand your bolt carrier group upright on the bolt face, extend the bolt fully, and then let go. If the carrier's weight causes the bolt to collapse, your gas rings are toast. It should be mentioned that these rings take a while to wear out and after every high round counts. Gas rings are an expendable part that need to be replaced every 5,000 to 10,000 rounds, but they cost less than $10 for a set of 3. That's less than a box of ammo to prevent multiple types of malfunctions. Here's what kills gas rings faster. Running the rifle dry, heat cycling without lubrication accelerates wear dramatically. Misaligned rings, where all 3 gaps line up, can cause immediate failures even with new rings. Think of gas rings like piston rings in your car engine. They create the seal that makes everything work. No seal, no power. Same with your rifle. No gas seal, no cycling. Pro tip: when installing new rings, stagger the gaps 120 degrees apart. This maintains the seal even if one ring has a problem. It's a 2-minute detail that makes a huge difference. Habit 2. The right lube for the job. Choosing gun oil isn't like picking motor oil at random. Different formulations serve different purposes, and the wrong choice quietly destroys your rifle. Your AR's direct impingement system creates a unique environment. 5,000-degree cases, mixing with carbon fouling in a high-pressure system. Regular oil breaks down into varnish, grease gets cooked cooked into concrete. Your rifle turns into a self-destructing machine. Modern lubricants are engineered for this environment. Slip 2000 handles extreme heat without breaking down. Lucas Extreme Duty stays put under high velocity. For Arctic conditions, Milcom grease keeps working at -90 degrees. But here's what most people miss. Your environment matters more than the brand. Arizona dust, you want a dry film lubricant. Pacific Northwest rain, you need corrosion protection. Suppressed shooting, you need high-temp formulations that won't cook off. The DLC coating was chosen for high wear resistance and a low coefficient of friction, while nickel boron provides easy cleaning and heat dissipation. These modern coatings work with proper lubricants to extend component life dramatically. Think about it. You wouldn't use the same oil in a diesel truck and a sport bike. Why use the wrong oil in your rifle? The right lubricant can double parts life. The wrong one accelerates wear every shot. Habit 1. Run it wet. This is the #1 habit that separates rifles that run from rifles that fail. Proper lubrication. I don't care what some internet expert told you about running your rifle dry to avoid attracting dirt. That's FUD lore and kills rifles. A dry 15 is a malfunctioning AR-15. Period. Your rifle's direct impingement system blows carbon and gas directly into the bolt carrier group. Without lubrication, that carbon becomes grinding paste. Metal-on-metal contact creates friction, heat, and accelerated wear. It's like running your car engine without oil. Catastrophic failure is guaranteed. Here's how to do it right. 4 drops on the bolt carrier rails. A visible ring of oil where the bolt meets the carrier. Wet cam pin and cam pin slot, not dripping but visibly wet. That's it. The military learned this lesson the hard way in Iraq and Afghanistan. Dry rifles failed, wet rifles ran. Even in moon dust conditions, a properly lubricated rifle outperforms a dry one every time. Extra lubricant will attract dust, dirt, and debris when firing your carbine. A light coat or sheen is all that is needed. Find that sweet spot, wet enough to run smoothly, not so wet it becomes a debris magnet. Remember, you can wipe off excess oil. You can't unseize a lock-up bolt carrier. When in doubt, run it wet. These aren't opinions, they're lessons learned from millions of rounds downrange by military units, competitive shooters, and training facilities. The data is clear, maintain your rifle properly, and it'll run almost forever. Neglect it, and you'll be that guy clearing malfunctions while everyone else is shooting. Your rifle is a machine. What's the habit you swear by to keep your rifle running? Drop it in the comments, and subscribe to Guns You Can't Live Without for more content like this. Good night.